Welcome to day 383 of our Deso journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. Remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in Hotfeeds. So Brian, what is today's daily question, the diamond question of the day?
Yeah, so today's question, which you can answer in the comment section on Deso below this video,
Brian,
is
you
if
don't have your
you,
mic on, do you?
Well, that really screwed this video up.
Yeah, so today's question is if you could change one thing about Deso, what would it be? Answer that question and we will try and provide some diamonds to the best answers, and anywhere from 2 to 4 diamonds will be going out to the best answers. And I'll just quickly answer that question myself. It might be kind of a cop out, but I think that if I could change one thing, I would have the foundation hire more people faster, because I think that in order to grow, I think they need to have this base of a team. There's always complaints that people feel like they're being ignored and stuff like that. I don't really think that's the case. I just think they're overworked and things are happening at such a fast pace. So like try and get some more hirees. And I know they're actually trying to do this. So I think it is kind of a cop I
out.
think they should hire more women to be the face of Deso. I think, there's Maybeam, there's Lazy Nina, but they're kind of behind the scenes and they're not, the face of Deso like Alex and Natter and, Ty and Ed. They're all kind of the face. There's no women who are up front for the core. I think, they had Megan Vita for a while, but I think they need at least 1 or 2 women who can kind of be the face.
Yeah, I agree.
So yesterday, Tyne pointed out, we haven't talked about Tyne for a while. Where has he been? But he pointed out that there's a new topic on GitHub for tab-based hot feeds. So tab-based hot feeds are coming soon. Diamond Hands, of course, Natter replied to it on GitHub, and it's coming soon. And what it looks like, tab-based hot feeds look to be some sort of subreddit type support, because they say subreddit support in them. I don't think it's going to be a subreddit as we all will think of Reddit as being, but I think it's going to be a hot feed where you can have different topics in that hot feed.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they're gonna basically give us the tools to enable a developer to come in and maybe make a Reddit-like site. Of course, we don't know for sure exactly what it's going to be, but it does look like it's going to be something along those lines. And I think that's big, because I think the one thing that's lacking is like a grouping of people and groups and topics to talk about. And when you get something like that, you get a lot more discussion. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to be and how it rolls out and when it rolls out.
Yep. So it's a DJ teased something yesterday.
Yeah, it's a DA. He's been doing all kinds of great things. Of course, Mint as NFT is his, but he said that he's working on learning or working with the Twitter and Reddit APIs to, quote, build something DeSo related, end quote. He also asked if the community would like to have a DeSo tipping Twitter bot that anyone can use. So it sounds like he's working on something for tipping DeSo on Twitter, but he might be doing something with Reddit as well. So I really like what It's a Deep is doing. I think that what he's doing and how he's integrating kind of with these other social platforms is going to be a big driver of new users onto the Deso blockchain.
I wonder how something like that would work, because what if you tip somebody who doesn't have a Deso account, to send a notification to them that in order to redeem that tip, you must create a Deso account. So that would be a really good way of kind of
Great
getting
tool,
people,
yeah.
getting people to see Deso and signing up for accounts. So that sounds like an interesting idea.
Just go around like tipping everybody like 1 or 2 diamonds on Twitter, and then
Yeah,
having this bot contact them.
at what point does that become something that's viewed as spam by Twitter, and then that bot or account gets deleted?
Yeah, you got to be careful, I guess. But also Agora Labs, that's a project that we haven't heard a whole lot about recently. Charles One is actually behind it. But they've announced a new thing called their creator interview program. It's basically an incentivized way for Agora to better understand their creators. Agora Labs is like a kind of like a subscription platform where where creators can earn additional money for offering services and subscriptions. Uh, they're going to give $5 away to anyone participating in the creator interview program. So all you have to do is go to their Discord, the Agora Labs Discord, and fill out the form in the announcement section. If you want to be interviewed as a creator, you'll get $5 in Deso. And every creator interviewed is going to get a special tag on the Agora Labs Discord as well. So I know they're doing great things. I think that the Deso ecosystem is still very small, 2,000 daily active users. I think what the products they offer is for probably an ecosystem with 10,000 plus. So I think they're slow to grow, but when Deso does take off, I think Agora Labs can be front and center as an additional way for creators to earn money on the blockchain.
Yeah, I love what they're doing, and I think, like you said, as Deso grows, I think so will they.
Yes. So also Randir, I know we haven't heard a ton from him lately. He's the one behind Create Tiers, which is kind of like a Fiverr on the Deso blockchain. Really cool. But once again, I think that they're catering towards a larger ecosystem. So he's just waiting for Deso to grow a little bit. But he had some issues.
Didn't we just say that about Agora Labs?
Yeah, I said it them as well.
Are you just copying?
No, I think that
and...
both Agora Labs and Create Tiers, I think their problem is that the ecosystem isn't large enough yet for them. And when it does grow, I think they're going to be standout projects. But Create Tiers got an Octane funding grant. They didn't get the second Octane funding grant, so he's been a little bit upset about that, I think. But he said that despite all of that, he's still working really hard on a few ideas related to Create Tiers, and they should be rolling out soon. He's also working, of course, on Verifier, which is a great project. But Randir is everywhere. He's one of the hardest working guys I know. Hopefully he does find some funding somewhere, because I do think that he's an incredible mind, and I think he can really do some things for Deso that we need.
Was there a reason given for why he didn't receive the rest of his grant? They've been building, right? It's not like he stopped building Create Tiers, I don't believe.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm sure they have their reasons, and I can't blame Octane Fund on some extent, because they don't want to give out money that's not being utilized. But I do feel Randir was really a good builder, and he had a lot of great
I feel like
ideas.
he continued to build too. So
right.
It's a little confusing.
It could just be that they agree with me and think that it's just not that point in time yet where Create Tiers can really influence the ecosystem much. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speculate.
I mean,
even though I just speculated.
Still, I mean, I think, you decide to give them funding, let them build what they want to build. But, we're not making the decisions. Maybe one of these days, Octane Fund will become a DAO, and the community can decide, who gets funding and how much funding and stuff like that.
Yeah, and speaking about funding, Overcloud made a post. They got a grant from Octane Funding earlier, and they're looking for additional funding. They want to expand. Of course, if you haven't checked out Overcloud, definitely check them out. They're doing wonderful things, and I would say that they really utilize their grant funding to the maximum. They've really done a lot over the course of the last several months, and I know they're working on a lot more. They're not stopping working, but they are looking for additional funding so that they can expand greater. And I think that they too they're definitely a project that can build substantially upon the blockchain, and additional funding would definitely help them out. So if you know anybody looking to fund a blockchain project, Overcloud's also one of them.
We haven't really seen many. I don't know if we've seen any Deso project get funding outside of Deso,
except for Pearl, right?
Except for Pearl. I don't know. Did Supernovas? I don't think they really.
Also, Story, I believe. Story, I think, got some outside funding, and of course, Cloudfeed did.
Yes, that's right. But I mean, it'll be nice to hear stories where some of these nodes are getting funding from venture capitalists outside of Deso, outside of Octane Fund. But maybe like right now is not the time for that, as we wait for Deso to grow some more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I think mostly they're just waiting for it to grow, expand a little bit.
Yeah, so what were the top hashtags from the last 24 hours?
Yeah, number one was Deso. Number two was NFT. Number three, verify Sandy Rose. Number four, crypto. And number five, art. So all ones we've seen before. Verify Sandy Rose is there for the second straight day.
Is this going to go on for weeks until she's verified?
Maybe.
Should be interesting. And what were the top account earners according to Open Prosper yesterday, Brian?
Yeah, so in the last 24 hours, $4,737 was earned by 1,237 creators. This is still up there, and we aren't seeing it drop back down to where it was a couple weeks ago. So that's definitely positive news. 14 creators earned at least one Deso. That's slightly above average, and 3 creators earned at least 10 Deso. Dow was one of them, Seals was one of them, and so was Noel Fernandez. Dow brought in $2,132 via the sale of their Dow Coin NFTs. After Noel Fernandez, it was Cloutpunk, Papa Sig, Rhubarb, Deanne 4IK, Spookies, My Key Stew, and It's Aditya, who we talked about earlier.
Deanne for IK has been tearing it up. I know she's been like commenting like crazy, diamonding like crazy. She's been like probably one of the most active people on the platform in the last month or so.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And
as well.
she's one of those OGs who kind of went away for a little bit, came back, went away for a little bit, came back, and is now like full on Deso. So great job, Deanne, for IK. And we want to welcome back 2 individuals who I thought were noteworthy. I have a cold today and a sore throat, so it's a little hard for me to talk. Sigil, if you were on BitClout back in the day, you would definitely know who Sigil was. He was a 16 or 17-year-old kid who founded BitSwap, which was the first exchange for BitClout/Deso. And he had been gone for 105 days, but he came back and he liked a post by Dharmesh. And Dharmesh is actually one of the individuals who helped fund BitSwap back in the day before the Octane Fund existed and helped get that off the ground. So Sigil, it would be great to have you back. And I hope you come back to develop some other amazing apps on top of Deso.
Definitely.
And the other one was Miss Creator Fund. So Miss Creator Fund was a fund for buying creator coins of females on Deso, of women on Deso. And it was created by Mario Nawfal and Goat Trade and managed by Zuby. And this account, it had been going for 109 days, came back and liked a post by Zuby. So, I mean, my guess is that Zuby logged in and liked one of her own posts, maybe. I don't know. But it's good to see that account back. Maybe we'll see some more creator coin buys one of these days.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see these people come back, especially Sigil. I think Sigil is brilliant. Hopefully he sticks around and maybe builds something else on Deso. I know obviously BitSwap had some issues.
Yeah,
but
Zuby was a real OG as well, as was Mario and Goat Trade.
Yeah. So what's the events, community events?
The community
today?
events for today, there's 3 of them. At 11 a.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse is Ladies on the Mic, Power of Self-Branding with Deso Chats, Michelle Lord, Miss Katie Ann. A lot of other women are usually there, such as Clout Women Unite, sometimes Ayla Croft, Wildography. There's a lot who usually attend those rooms, and they're great conversations where the women get up on stage, and then later on they usually bring the men up. At 2 p.m. Eastern time on Entra is Web3 Wednesday with Caleb Presley, Sean Tron, and Carrie Silverman, among others. And at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse is Deso Trivia Night, hosted by Beer Buds with Brian Drever and Blockchain Padawan. So definitely check those out at 10, 2, and 8 Eastern time today. Or I'm sorry, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern time today. And I think that's all the news we have for today. My throat is about to give up. And we'll talk to you tomorrow as long as I still have a voice.